Welcome to the Explainer. So I want you to imagine this scenario for a second. You just turned 65. You feel great, you're perfectly healthy, you're still working, and you think to yourself, you know what? I really don't need Medicare right now. I'll just sign up later when I actually need it. Right? Seems logical? So you wait. A year goes by. Maybe 2. Maybe even 3. And then the day finally comes when you decide to sign up. But when that very first piece of mail arrives, something is terribly, terribly wrong.
Okay, let's dive into this, because what happens next is a terrifying reality for thousands of Americans every single year. Instead of paying the standard monthly premium for Medicare Part B, you open up that bill to find a massive extra charge, and here's the part that's going to truly shock you. This isn't just some one-time late fee. Nope, you are going to pay this extra penalty every single month for the rest of your life. Not for a year, not for 5 years, literally forever. It's called the Medicare Late Enrollment Penalty, and right now, people are paying it without even fully understanding why. So today, we're going to make absolutely sure that never happens to you.
$22,200. Let that sink in for a second. That is the potential lifetime penalty cost if you simply delay signing up for Medicare by 5 years. It's not just a minor slap on the wrist. We are talking about an absolute drain on your hard-earned retirement savings. All of that money, just gone, simply because you waited a little too long. So let's break down exactly how this math works, so you can see just how fast it sneaks up on you.
When you hit 65, Medicare gives you a very specific window of time to sign up. If you miss it, the penalty clock starts ticking. Now, the most common, and honestly the most expensive trap, is the Part B penalty. Here's the rule. For every 12 full months that you delay signing up for Part B, your monthly premium goes up by 10%, permanently. And quick side note here, this actually happens across the board. If you have to pay for Part A and you sign up late, boom, there's a 10% penalty there too, and that lasts for twice the number of years you delayed. And for Part D, that's your drug plan, it's a 1% penalty for every single month you're late. But let's really focus on Part B right now, because that is where the real financial damage happens.
And this brilliantly illustrates what that 10% penalty actually looks like in real numbers. Take the standard Part B premium in 2026, which is $185 a month. But if you delay by just 2 years, you get hit with a 20% penalty. You're now paying $222 every single month. Delay by 5 years, your penalty is a staggering 50% extra. You are suddenly paying $277.50 a month. Over a 20-year retirement, that 5-year delay is exactly how you end up losing that $22,000 we just talked about. It's wild.
So this brings us to the single most common question and, quite frankly, the absolute biggest trap for working seniors. People always ask, hey, I'm still working at 65 and I have insurance through my employer. Do I really still need to sign up for Medicare? This right here is where so many intelligent, well-meaning people make a permanent financial mistake, because the answer completely depends on one very specific detail.
So the crucial point is this simple binary rule. If your employer has 20 or more employees, your employer insurance is considered primary, and you can safely delay Medicare Part B without any penalty whatsoever. You're good. However, if your employer has fewer than 20 employees, Medicare is considered primary, which means you absolutely must sign up for Part B at 65. Delaying it will trigger that lifetime penalty. This is hands down the most misunderstood regulation in all of Medicare.
Let's look at how this catches completely innocent people off guard. Meet Carol. Carol turned 65, and she was still working at this small dental office with just 15 employees. She naturally assumed, I have employer insurance, I can skip Medicare for now. So she waited 3 years. When Carol finally retired and signed up, she discovered she owed a 30% permanent penalty on her Part B premium. That's an extra $55.50 every single month, or $666 extra every year for the rest of her life. Please, whatever you do, do not be like Carol.
Section 1. The Initial Enrollment Period, also known as the IEP.
Let's move to and see how this builds. When you turn 65, Medicare gives you a perfectly structured 7-month window to sign up entirely penalty-free. It breaks down like this. You get 3 months before your birthday month, the month of your birthday itself, and then the 3 months after your birthday month. Now, here is a massive pro tip for you. Do not wait until the end of this timeline. Seriously, you really want to sign up in those first 3 months. If you do, your coverage starts exactly on time, literally the first day of your birthday month. If you wait until your birthday month or after, your coverage can actually be delayed by 1 to 3 months, and nobody wants that.
But what if you successfully bypass that initial window because you had qualifying coverage from a large employer? What happens when you finally retire at, say, 68 or 70? Well, that is where this lifeline comes in.
the Special Enrollment Period, or SEP. If you are covered by a group health plan through an employer with 20 or more employees, Medicare gives you an 8-month window to sign up for Part B with absolutely zero penalty. And that clock starts the exact moment you lose that employer coverage or stop working.
However, within this special enrollment period lies a massive, massive hidden danger. We desperately need to talk about the COBRA trap. When you leave a job, you're usually offered COBRA to temporarily continue your employer health insurance, right? It feels safe. It feels like you're totally covered. But I need to urgently warn you, COBRA does not count as creditable coverage for Medicare purposes.
The rule is absolute. Sign up for Medicare before your COBRA runs out or within 8 months of losing your employer coverage, whichever comes first. If you rely on COBRA and you let that 8-month special enrollment window just pass you by, you are going to pay the lifetime penalty. Please, do not let the illusion of COBRA coverage cost you thousands of dollars in permanent fines. It happens way too often.
Section 2. Steps to sign up.
Now for the good part. Securing your enrollment is actually incredibly reassuring and surprisingly easy. You've got 3 simple paths to sign up. First, and by far the easiest, is online at ssa.gov. You just click Apply for Medicare. The whole process takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and you can literally do it from your couch and your pajamas while sipping your morning coffee. Second, you can do it by phone, by calling Social Security directly, and a rep will just walk you right through it. Or third, you can go in person to your local Social Security office. I strongly recommend the online route, honestly. It's fast, it's simple, and you get immediate confirmation.
And for some of you, I have some truly fantastic news. If you are already receiving Social Security retirement benefits when you turn 65, you don't actually have to do anything at all. You are automatically enrolled in Medicare Part A and Part B. Your brand new red, white, and blue Medicare card will just automatically show up in your mailbox about 3 months before your 65th birthday. I mean, it literally doesn't get any easier than that.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down exactly what you need to do next based on your specific life situation. So check this out. If you're turning 65 in the next 3 months, your action item is to sign up at ssa.gov today. If you're already 65 and you missed your window, check if you qualify for a special enrollment period immediately and call Medicare right away before the penalty grows. If you're working for a large employer, map out your future 8-month window so you are fully ready when you do retire. And unfortunately, if you're already paying a penalty, well, you can't erase it, but you definitely can consult a licensed advisor to help choose a more cost-effective Medicare plan to minimize your overall healthcare costs going forward.
So here is my final question for you. Are you prepared to protect your retirement from the ultimate Medicare penalty trap? We've covered the permanent nature of these fines, that super confusing 20-employee rule, the whole COBRA illusion, and the simple steps to make sure you enroll on time. The knowledge is now completely in your hands. Take immediate action if you're in your window, and please, share this explainer with any friends or loved ones who are turning 65 soon. It could literally save them tens of thousands of dollars over the course of their retirement. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.